es lo que más desea?
Diseñar la ropa de mujer más hermosa que se haya visto nunca.
Christian Dior destrozó la alta costura y voy a volver para salvarla.
Para aquellos que soportamos el caos de la guerra, la creación fue supervivencia.
Oh, you look incredible.
Thank you.
You're not new playing characters that suffer, but shooting these torture scenes as an actress is different when you know what you are playing happen in real life, or is the same level of intensity with fiction?
Yeah, no, I mean, that you kind of hit the nail on the head there. I feel like it's, you know, there's difficult scenes that we as actors shoot all the time, but I think it is far more difficult shooting scenes based on a person who is not fictional, just because you're not because of how it feels for me as an actor, but you're just constantly reminded that this was a real girl who actually went through these things. And, you know, there may be challenging days on set, but it doesn't even come close to the reality of what so many people went through. And so I think that, yeah, being kind of faced with the brutality that humans are capable of doing, I think that's kind of what keeps you awake at night versus like the actual experience of doing a difficult scene.
The name Dior is known by everybody associated with wealth and exclusivity.
Yes.
What do you hope people is going to discover in the new look?
Oh, I don't hope they're going to discover anything. I know if they, I hope that they're going to just turn it on because they'll be drawn in by what the show does and is, which is the incredibly entertaining story of it. I don't hope they're going to do anything about what they feel or etc. about Dior. I hope that they've got the smarts to check it out, because if they do, they are going to be drawn into a world that's incredibly entertaining. And all the things that are in it, they can take away if they want. They can do. But all I hope is that they've got the curiosity to check it out and let the thing do its magic, because it's an awesome show. Dior is someone that no one has much of an idea of in general. This guy is one of the most, I love him more than anyone I've ever played, and I've been acting for 40 years. I think he is the most beautiful, I love him more than anyone I've ever played. And I think he's a sensitive, emotional, sort of shy, superstitious, highly principled, person, and he's faced with catastrophic things that happen during this period. But go check it out, you know, and you will experience it.
I always wanted to wear a Dior, but now I want it more. I can say that.
Yeah.
How was preparing for the part? Did you get to learn how to sew or something?
Oh, look, I spent some time around the people that are the costumers and ateliers, etc. But you know, fabric cuttings, all of that sort of stuff. And so we started to do stuff like that. But really, at the end of the day, the acumen and the brilliance of Dior and the effortlessness of his art is something that you know, it take a very long time, and we want to be very specific about. He has a very long range of skills, and there is no possible way that I can match him in any of them. So I won't attempt. What I can do is try and tell a version of his emotional story and try and send that out. And I do, as a love letter to him and to the world, really.
Catherine Dior was really an incredible woman. I've learned by watching the show. I didn't know about her before. What did you know about her when you first learned about the project, and what impressed you the most about knowing her?
Mm-hmm. I knew very little about Catherine and her story before making the show. It was Todd that kind of first introduced me and told me about like her life, and then I went on to read this incredible book called Miss Dior, which was by Justine Picardy, which really explored her life. And I think what I was most interested to learn, I mean, she never actually spoke about the things that happened to her, and I think that there was a real kind of stoicism about her, and I think we look at her now as like this hero, this kind of beacon of hope, but I think that she really was, she was someone who kind of didn't know how to live her life in any other way. There was no way that she could sit back and not be part of the resistance. And I don't think that she looks at herself as like a hero or like a brave person. And after all of these things that happened to her, she kind of went back to Callion and planted roses and sold roses to the perfumeries all around France. And I think that there's just something very beautiful about having gone through what she went through and then just returning to the earth to grow flowers and to return to the natural world to kind of, grow something from the dirt. I've always found that to be a really, really powerful image, and something that gave me a lot of information about who she was as a person.
With fashion, with fast fashion, I'm always, influencers will influence how I dress. So I want that's true. So I want to know, as an actor who has to wear all these incredible costumes, every movie will be different period of time. Now you are dressing like a fashion designer. That affects the way you express yourself through a style, or you get to just separate your
No. Costume has an effect on you, like the costuming and the all of the effects. It's magic. Like if you want to think about it in one way, like good entertainment is like a great magic trick, and it's not like pulling rabbits out of hats or something, but it's doing things to you as a viewer that are profound and lasting and whatnot. But yes, you put the costume on, you feel different, But Dior in the period where he's not wearing Dior. He's a guy that's working. He's just a guy working for Lucien Lelong, He's not wearing Dior. There's no wearing Dior until well after we start,
There's a line that Lucien Lelong says to your character that I think will resume very well the spirit of the show, at least. His creation is our way forward, or survival, or salvation. As an artist, do you agree with it?
I think it speaks to that period very much. But I think it speaks to, I think so. I think particularly in times where there's great uncertainty or you're going through great difficulty, what you can create, even if it's what you create in your mind, your brain will do it to survive. Your brain will create whatever it is in order for you to survive. So absolutely, there's no doubt that creation, in that sense, is survival, because it happens all the time. People that have been through enormous trauma will sometimes create something in their mind in order to survive that trauma. So creation is undoubtedly key to survival.
I know you shaved your hair, you lost a lot of weight. Was it worth it?
Well, yeah, I think for my own process and for, feeling, in touch with Catherine as a character, I felt like it was worth it. There's obviously sort of like the visual changes that it makes, and I know that the hair and makeup team were really grateful that I was going to shave my head, just because, I think they were really proud of their work and how it looked on screen. So, I feel like it's kind of, when you're playing a character, there's so many different tools that you can use to build someone and portray someone's life. And I felt lucky that I was able to use all of them on this role. And I feel very fortunate.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, and have a nice rest of the day.
Thank you. It's lovely to chat with you.
¿Estás satisfecho con la revolución que emitió?
Hay una verdad. Pero detrás de cada historia siempre existe otra verdad.
Su hermana no está a salvo.
La creación tal vez no parará la bala, pero la creación es nuestro modo de continuar.